Hi there. Are you looking for a calm space to find in this turbulent world? Are you looking for more love, more peace, and more abundance in your life? Do you want to wake up each day with greater purpose and feel more fulfilled? If you are, then CSLNJ is the place for you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming community has created a safe space for all to come and be uplifted. I hope you enjoy watching. And if you like what you see, please visit us at cslnj.org.
These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive all the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? And peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive all the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive? Compassion, are you ready? Forgiveness, are you ready? How about laughter? Are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive all the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive? Passion, are you ready? Success, are you ready? Abundance, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive all the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the Spirit, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Really ready.
I'm ready.
We are ready to receive. Yeah, bring it on, bring it on.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Jude Pietkowski. I'm your host today, and welcome to the Center for Central, who were we? Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. We are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime, and that you are the architect of your life, and that it is never too late to know true happiness. So I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Neil for being our meditation guide and our practitioner of the day. I want to thank Beth and Clive and Celine and Chris Finn for being with us today in our music. Joe, of course, for leading our technology. And I want to thank our speaker of today, our lovely own Toni Hamilton. And I would like to thank all of our first-time people here. So if you're a person for the first time, thank you for being here.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world.
There is a power and a presence that is here right now, that has always been here, that always will be here. That power and the presence is what breathes us, that allows us. It's that power that is greater than me that I can use. And I can use it to be whatever I want to be, whenever I want to be it. I don't have to ask, it's already there. And I know that truth for each individual, every being on this plane. And through the awareness of that in each and every moment, I live life as my authentic self. And living life as my authentic self means that everything is possible. Anything is possible. And that is a life of freedom, authenticity and freedom that is the greatest gift from the divine, from the one mind, from God, that we enjoy here, that gives us the ability to create a joyful, purposeful, wonderful life right here. It is what puts us in right relationship with life. So I surrender, I let go. I stop trying to control and I allow Spirit to be that energy, that force, that divine creative intelligence that works for me in every way, all the time. And with that, I live in purpose. This is who we are. And with enormous gratitude, I surrender these words to that power and presence, to that love and the law that makes all of this possible. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the force of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. A blessing to the world. A blessing to the world.
Thank you, Beth and Clive. Thank you once again, Neil. Okay. And now it is time for our November affirmation. And folks along can read along in your chat, and you here at home. And the monitor will... No, we don't have a monitor here. Okay. So we'll do this a little differently. I will have you repeat after me, and I'll go along in little short chunks so you can participate in our monthly affirmation. I am possibility. Now, as I activate the creative process, I affirm that anything and everything is possible for me. Spirit always says yes. And I, being one with Spirit, live in that yes. Continually invited to return to principle. I remember that Spirit never withholds, but always corresponds. And so it is. So, anyway, now it is time for our peace practice. And, every time I do this, I like to do it a little bit differently. And, Toni and Neil and I were talking about this morning, and definitely taking a little bit of a different take on it this morning. We're going to focus a little bit specifically on Jamaica. In the wake of the hurricane that passed through. Neil brought to my attention that our tithe for this month is actually going to our center in Jamaica. You were mentioning they had property damage to their building, or do you want to speak to that for a second?
Yeah, I'm glad everybody.
What's that? No, come on over.
You know, as part of what we do here is we tithe, like we ask everybody else to tithe. And so, the money that you give to us, we turn around and give it back out to folks. And we've been through our difficulties here before. And people around from different centers around the world actually helped us. So I was in conversation with our minister down in Jamaica. Her name is Michelle. Everybody in this organization is named Michelle at one point or another. Even the men. They're French, I guess. And she, what we are doing is we're sending our tithe. The board decided we'll send it to their center, and they will make the decision, as we did with Sandy, where the money can be best used. They had damage to their center. They didn't get hit as hard as some other parts of Jamaica. 185-mile-an-hour winds, that's not a hurricane, that's a tornado. So they will be putting the money to good use. But, yeah, thank you all. They thank you. She asked me to pass that on to you guys as well.
Thank you, Neil. So let us keep the people of Jamaica in mind. And it brought to my consciousness that peace, it's not just something that needs to happen between people, but also within. Because when people experience situations like that, there needs to be a peace of mind as well. So I'd like to have us focus on the consciousness of a peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. Within, without, among and between us all. For us, within, for our community, for our world, as we repeat our weekly peace practice affirmation. Please repeat after me. I am the peace I wish to see. I know this peace for my family. My family knows this peace for my community. My community knows this peace for my country. And my community knows this peace for the world. Thank you.
As I mentioned before in our prayer, today is about authenticity and freedom. And we've spoken a lot about authenticity over the years, and I will tell you that from everything I've seen, you want to be successful at anything you do in your life. I don't care what it is. If you're living authentically, you'll be successful. Whatever that means to you. But if you're not living, and I've done talks to sales groups and everybody else about just be yourself. As a matter of fact, I was reminded when I was going over this and choosing a reading for today. You remember the comedian Stephen Wright? Right, very deadpan guy, and he would stand up there and talk. And he said, you know, one day I walked into the deli department at the store, and I looked up and I saw turkey bologna, turkey bacon, turkey sausage. And I said, turkey, just be yourself. And that's what we're looking to do. And that's what Toni's going to talk to us about today, because one of our values here is authenticity and freedom, and it's very, very important. Of course, love first, right? Love first, faith first, and that is really important. So, again, as we did last week, from the Living the Science of Mind, on page 170, this section is called Be Yourself. And there's just a few select things from this. By the way, I want to point out that the person here that is absolutely, truly being their authentic self, you want to guess who that is? Jameson, the baby. He hadn't figured out how to fake it yet, we should all just be like Jameson and, just... I think I'm getting close back there. What was it? We said at Yuli's memorial service, once a man, twice a child. I'm headed there, baby. Be yourself. People are the most interesting things in the world. Probably didn't have to remind you of that, but it's true. We are told that the two things people are most interested in are love and personality. This is not strange, because everyone wants to love and be loved. Everyone wants to feel needed. Every individual wishes to feel that they play an important role in life. All are attracted to the person who has a winning personality. We often think we have to pattern our lives after the lives of others. But our personality, no matter how winsome it may be, or how convincing or how dominant, is more than a mask we wear. It is a manifestation of an inner hidden principle, a divine spark within each of us, which uses both the mind and the body for its own self-expression. We could think up all beautiful things to say, and the most wonderful and the best method of approaching people, and study all the arts of personality development that have ever been taught, and still fall flat on our faces as far as the real personality is concerned. For personality is not the clothes we wear, nor is it our physical appearance alone. It is not just a dominant or domineering something so powerful that it brushes everything else aside. No one will ever be satisfied or happy or secure in developing a dominant personality. Those who win their way through life by force eventually become weary and struggle, the purpose of which never reaches its final goal. Personality is not an external thing. For everything we do and say and think, and everything that we appear to be outwardly is always the result of some hidden fire burning at the center of our being, some divine reality which we did not create, but which we may discover. I think we can say without hesitation that the person who finds himself in God will discover at the center of their own being something which dominates without effort, something which does not have to assume a false front, something which, by the very nature of its being, is both human and divine. At the center of our being, there is a divine person, a unique incarnation of God. This is the source of all real inspiration, here and here alone. At the center of our being is the real creative power. The question is whether we are living from this center or whether we are thinking of ourselves as detached, separated, divided, alone, and inadequate. We all have direct access to the infinite presence, the universal person. There could be no more beautiful thought than that the divine spirit itself, infinite as it is also within us. And with this acceptance of God, there must come an acceptance of the real self. That self which blossoms in our relations with others and finds fruit in its own action.
Good morning, everyone. Delightful that we had Jamaica in the house this morning. As terrible as the hurricane was, one thing I know is that Jamaicans are strong, resilient people. So while I have concern, you know where I'm on. So we're talking about our values today. Values that we got together as a center and chose. At the time that we chose them, and now, it was a conscious and it was a premeditated choice. It's something that we thought deeply about, something that we collaborated on. I have this fond memory, I won't mention any names, but during that time, the one thing I strongly remember is one particular person who all of a sudden lit up. I had not seen her so involved before, and it was a beautiful thing. I still remember it. We chose what was important to us, how we wanted to show up in this center. We chose what we wanted to experience, the experiences that we wanted to create for ourselves as members of this center. I would suggest to you that in order to be authentic, we have to be self-aware. And we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be the authority in our lives and make decisions for ourselves. And those decisions are based on what matters to us. Those decisions are based on what we think and what we feel and what our experiences are. We have reasons for the choices that we make, hopefully most often. It means being intimately in touch with ourselves. It means owning our power, owning ourselves. It means owning our lives, our decisions, our state of being. It's a way of being true to ourselves that you can't fake. Authenticity comes from our inherent uniqueness, which is our divine blueprint. It means that we are present in the moment, here, now, conscious, aware, and that we follow the divine impulse that is within. We create instead of reacting. It means that we initiate. And authenticity invites us to take off our masks and be our true selves, something that's not always easy to do. It means remaining from camouflaging what's in our minds and our hearts, that subtle dishonesty, or the huge dishonesty that we term political correctness. Sometimes, in being honest and being true to ourselves, it requires that we stand apart from the group, that we stand apart from the rest. And that's not always easy. I don't want to, in my discussion today of authenticity and freedom, minimize the challenge that can be created when we are really authentic. It carries a huge responsibility, this living from our own truth, from within our own awareness. It carries a huge responsibility. What I jokingly call the prime directive, not quite exactly the same as on Star Trek, but it requires that we don't interfere with others and their lives. It requires that we don't impose ourselves, our own beliefs, our thoughts, our ideas on others. And it also requires that we do no harm. It offers us the opportunity to take risks, to build connection, and to practice tolerance and patience. Freedom from games, from wondering, from doubt. It provides clarity. You know who you are, you know where you are, you know where you stand, you know what you want, you know what to expect or not to expect. Authenticity provides us a solid foundation to build on. And most of the time, we know when someone's not really being authentic with us. We know when someone's not genuine, when they're hiding or withholding certain things, parts of themselves, their ideas, their real thoughts, their real beliefs. We know it. We may not know the exact thing, the details, the content, but we get that energy. We know. Humans are often actors playing roles, but make no mistake, being authentic is not for the faint of heart, and it requires skills, a command of language, the ability to process energetic feedback, the ability to communicate responsibly, kindly, to listen deeply to ourselves, and out of that listening to effectively express our mind and our hearts, if only to ourselves and no one else. No ego, no people pleasing, no pretense, just being honest, raw, and true. And it can be scary. I don't have to go back through history and tell you some of the things that have taken place when someone has had the courage to be authentic, to be themselves, to be true. But here's the thing. Authenticity is really reflecting, it is expressing our God selves. That's the only way that it can be. It's expressing what's real and true. It, on some level, is a deep connection with an expression of the divine, whether we are aware of it or not. And it gives us the opportunity to create bonds and to build trust. See, authenticity is about that divine spark. It's about that divine impulse. Now, that said, there are people who will honestly share with you what they think and feel, but there's not a trace of love in it. Is that authenticity? Yep. But it's not from the divine spark. It's a personal truth. It's not a divine, lasting impulse. It's not what we call reality. It's simply a fact, like cloning sheep. They're animated, they're alive, but it's secondary cause, it's not first cause. Like AI, it imitates everything any human might ever come up with, dreamed of, or thought about, and it regurgitates it back to us, but there's no spirit, there's no God spark. At best, it's a tool. Secondary cause. There's no consciousness. Yes, thank you. Secondary cause, not first cause. It is not of spirit. Looking at authenticity and freedoms as values of the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, that requires a whole different approach. I found something I'd like to read to you. Interestingly enough, when you open the original Science of Mind textbook and you turn the page, there's the title there, and then the very next page says, "These lessons are dedicated to that truth which frees man from himself and sets him on the pathway of a new experience, which enables him to see through the mist to the eternal and changeless reality." I've been in this teaching a long time. I never saw that and I never read that before. I've been in that book many, many times. But here's that synchronicity I always talk about. Spirit brought it forth for the talk today. I think that authenticity is a gateway to freedom. You can't have one without the other. They're intimately interconnected and intertwined. And it's not light stuff. To live from your authentic space, to endeavor to practice authenticity is not light stuff. It's a powerhouse, but it opens up possibility and limitless horizons when we practice it. At some point earlier in my life, I had a clear, simple realization that there is absolutely nothing that I can do with a lie. I remember the moment that came to me. I don't even know if I was in this teaching yet when that happened. I can acknowledge it. I can move around it. I can ignore it. But there's nothing that I can do with it except not let it influence or delay me, not let it impact me in any way. But the truth, what's real, I can create from that. I can build on that. I can use that to grow. I can use that to move forward and shift and change things because it's propelled by spirit, by that inner energy, that inner directed that is the truth and the basis of all of life, that is the very essence of life. And there's freedom in that because I can totally move forward into any kind of possibility when I deal with what's real, when I deal with what's true. You've often heard me talk about the periodic table of elements and how it changed my life when I was in high school, that I realized that one tiny little difference, one tiny little truth created something else, created a whole new element, a whole new entity, and each one builds upon the other and they're interconnected. That's God, that's life. That was powerful for me. That was life-changing for me. And guess what? I continue to learn about it and how God expresses through it. We talked a couple of talks ago about how I learned that each element has its own energetic wave, its own color, its own sound vibration, even though as humans we may not have the ability to hear all of them. Just like as humans, we don't have the ability to see all of the colors of the spectrum, because there's really more than 7 in the combination of those 7 that are in the rainbow. Spirit is spirit is mind-blowing. Authenticity creates and empowers, like love, like beauty, like wholeness, like the qualities and attributes and aspects of God, because that's what it is. There are no restrictions, no blocks. And we as humans, that's what we want. We want that free flow. That is innate within us because it is who we are. It is who we are as divine aspects of God. It is our birthright, and whether we are conscious of it or unconscious of it, it moves us and it propels us. We have something within us that causes us to want to be free. Simple. There is that life spark, that God spark. So authenticity is a key. It's a doorway to freedom. There's a self-awareness, a self-knowingness, attention to what is. There's reason and there's nuance. There's self-love. It requires honoring and respecting me. Me. Who and what I am. It requires listening to me, and then responding to what is within me. And the natural outcome of this is extending that to others. I'm going to repeat that. The natural outcome of being authentic with ourselves is extending that grace to others, listening to, honoring, and respecting others and their right to be who they uniquely are and to be free. Authenticity fosters personal power and freedom without inhibiting another person. It allows us to find paths to cooperation, working together and supporting each other. It stems from who we are as aspects, as expressions, as children of, as part of the divine, however you speak it to yourselves. It's rooted in truth, and it blooms in self-love. At CSLNJ, the value of authenticity and freedom means that you are free to be yourself here. It means that it's safe to be yourself here. As a value in this center, it is reflected in and practicing and embodying this teaching, doing our work, taking responsibility, learning, and growing. Because that's what we do here. It's also reflected in sharing who we are, our talents, our gifts, our hearts, our energy, our time, our questions, even our concerns and fears, our doubts. Because by laying them on the altar of possibility, by sharing them with the expectation that something can change, something can be healed, something can be done, it allows us as a community to support each other in our journey towards healing, towards wholeness, towards individually expressing more of the divine. When we are able to honestly, truly be ourselves, hear ourselves, acknowledge ourselves, express ourselves, even if it's only to ourselves, it is so empowering. And it opens the door for spirit to express through. I remember when my nephew was little, I witnessed him telling a lie. And I was concerned. And I went over to him and I bent down and I whispered, I said, you know, if you gotta lie, lie to somebody else. Don't lie to yourself. He looked at me. I am so proud of who he is today. And he's not even in this teaching. The Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, created its values so that we could practice being spirit, living spirit, full out, uniquely by ourselves, as ourselves, with each other, and support each other in doing that. And I am so grateful to be a part of this center. Let's take this into treatment. My heart is grateful. I am so full of joy right now. Because I know that there is an infinite, unlimited, all-powerful, divine intelligence. That intelligence expresses first and foremost as love. That intelligence expresses as peace and beauty and wholeness. It expresses as light. And it is creative. It creates the most magnificent, incredible experiences. It creates the most awe-inspiring experiences. It creates out of possibility. And what I know is that it created all there is. It created me, it created you, it created everything that is, and that it is within all. It is all. There is only that one. And so I celebrate this knowing. I celebrate this awareness. I celebrate with the opportunity as I open my mind and heart and invite spirit to express through me. Invite spirit to be me. Invite spirit in my uniqueness to express and allow me my full divine right, my full divine intelligence, my full divine essence moving through the world. And I trust without doubt, without fear, without concern. I remember no matter what I encounter that there is only God. And when I encounter God that has forgotten that it is God, I am at peace because I know the truth. There is only God. There is only this one divine creative intelligence. And it always recognizes itself. And so I affirm with this word that I move forward. I move forward in this life, and no matter what the details, no matter what the conditions, no matter what the situation, no matter what I am choosing to bring into my experience, I move forward, and I know and trust that it is the divine expression moving in and through me by means of me. I have no fear of what is in my heart, of what is in my mind, because I know that it is God. I have no fear of what is in the world because I know that it is God. First cause. I know that secondary cause passes away. What's real, what's true, what's permanent, what's infinite is God expressing. And so I am ever so grateful, because when I remember the truth, I live freely. I live fully. I live completely, because there is absolutely nothing to fear. There is absolutely no concern. There is absolutely the total and complete recognition that the power and presence of God is expressing in and through and as me. And when I allow that, when I embrace that, when I trust that, all is well. All is well. And even if I transition from this bodily expression, I continue, and all is well. Because God is, I am. Please close with me. And so it is.
Thank you, Tony. That was a beautiful, beautiful talk. Thank you for keeping that all in our conscious. It was wonderful.
Before we start,
We got some opportunities, but we're going to start with our conscious giving affirmation. But along with that, there's some special words, special things we got to talk about here. And Neil, if you want
and
to.
it's something. Brian, you know what Giving Tuesday is?
I do.
Okay. Well, in the past, we've mentioned it, but this year in particular, there's Giving Tuesday is one of those things that came about because of technology. We have Zoom. We have all those folks sitting out there listening to us. Last week we had, somebody in Japan, somebody in Mexico, somebody up by Calgary, Canada. So technology is a big help. But Giving Tuesday is December 2nd. And that's a day where pretty much what's being put out there is for nonprofits to ask everybody to focus on giving on that day or before that day.
Traditionally, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Is that what it is? Yeah. And this year it is December 2nd. So there is a flyer on this in the back, and we're here today because of this, because of you, because of everyone who's given contributions going back over 23 or more years. There's a lot of work for us to do. There's a lot of people for us to help, and we can do that going forward, and we can do it better, okay, with financial support that would allow us. You guys, there was a little thing, it was all over the news, something called COVID. You may or may not remember it, but we had our own building before COVID where we were set all the time. We want to get back there. We want to get back there so that not that building, no, but someplace where the musicians don't break their backs hauling equipment in and out, right? That we can get Joe set up with some permanent technology so it works better sound-wise all the way around. And then to help people, to have a place to hold classes, to spread the word of what's possible in this teaching for people. In this teaching, we don't tell people what to believe. We tell them how to live their own authentic life and build their own relationship with the divine. And we want to do more of that. So please pick up one of these letters. Now's the time. We are a 501c3. Fully, your donations are tax deductible to the extent of the law. I'm not your accountant. Talk to your accountant. There's a lot of different ways that this can be accomplished. We'd like to get this year-end giving, which is beneficial to you and your tax situation. We'd like to get as much by donations in by, December 2nd. As possible, but you can give any time, and the links are there, and this will be in the newsletter tomorrow. And we're even going to try and help you with some other suggestions. Like if you're living off an IRA or a 401k, there's a way that you can donate and not have to pay taxes. You don't have to take it out of your 401k, pay taxes on it, and then donate to a nonprofit. You can bypass that, so you don't have to pay taxes when you take it out. So there's a lot of different things. So that's a big one. We've got other announcements here. If you have any questions, hang around. Ask me.
Is this flyer available online somewhere?
There's going to be a notice. Yeah, the notice in the newsletter, but this full announcement will be going out this week.
Fantastic.
Through our normal channels. Yep. So, all right. Thank you.
Look for it in the usual bat channels at the bat time. So. All right. So with that, keeping our consciousness in mind as we give, let us do our conscious giving affirmation. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And as you know, if you're here present and you would like to give money in a tangible form, there's places in the back for you to do that. If you've got your phone with you, you can do it through Breeze or through whatever ways you have to do it on your home. You have all the ways to do it on your chat there, and always in the newsletters. Always different ways to do it. Let's see, what else do we have? Don't forget the outreach collection. We've got outreach, we've got inreach. That'll be outreach next week. So next week's a big week. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I have this little flyer here. I can't believe this is coming up already. It's and I got this little flyer, and you can pick one of these up in the back. It's a Family and Friends Sunday here at CSLNJ, and what that means, if you're going to be here anyway, you might as well bring somebody along with you, right? The more the merrier. Let's fill up some more of these seats here, and invite your neighbors, invite your friends, invite everyone you know. What's the worst they could do? Say no, right? Just invite them along, and Reverend Michelle will be our speaker that day, so that's an incentive. And plus, we'll have Lynette, we'll have Celine, we'll have Clive, and the Univoice Choir. So it'll be another joyous celebration. So come on out. Oh my goodness! Guess what? I got a flyer about that one too. So yes. Yes, that's a book. It's coming out Tuesday, so she's coming 11/16, Friends and Family Day, special event featuring Reverend Michelle and her book signing for her new book, Forgiveness, a workbook for emotional and spiritual freedom. So come on and check that out. This is the second edition of her book, so come on out for that. And can you believe, we're talking about December 2nd already. Time is flying by. And right after December 2nd, just a few days after that, is December 5th. And you know what that is? Party! That is our holiday celebration party at the home of Joe and Marcy Schneider. And there's a flyer for that. It's right there in the back. And that's going to be 4 Beaver Ridge Road in Morris Plains. It's a potluck event starting at 6:30 p.m. It's a Friday night. So come on and make something. Be in touch. Let people know what you're bringing, so we don't end up with 5 pounds of pasta, I guess, or whatever it is. So be in touch with Marcy, BYOB, and it's a white elephant gift change. If anybody doesn't know what a white elephant thing is, you could talk to Marcy about that. Basically, you bring any kind of small gift, and it's kind of a little fun and game where you're exchanging gift back and forth till you end up with something fun to take home with you. So it's really kind of cool. And last but not least, would you like a CSLNJ practitioner to pray for you? There's a flyer for that. We are available. Reverend Neil is a practitioner. I am a practitioner. Ed is a practitioner. There are practitioners available here. Toni is a practitioner. Beth's a practitioner. Retired, but she's still a practitioner, and she'll still pray for you, right? Of course. But reach out to us. We're available.
Hey, walking and talking with my mind, stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind, stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind, stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
For Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength, and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.